Hi, I'm going to work this Cengage problem. This is one that I call a loaded problem. The reason why I call it that is because it asks for a couple steps and then it skips a couple steps that you have to do in order to get to the answer for letter B. So let me show you what I mean. It wants the double declining balance method. So in order to do that, we first get the straight line percentage, which is 1 divided by useful life. So if I say 1 divided by the useful life, let me get rid of that, equals 1 divided by, and it says that the estimated useful life is 10 years. So 1 divided by 10 is going to be 10%. And then to do the double declining balance, I simply double that. So I'm going to multiply 10% times 2 and get 20%. Let me try that again. Equals 10% times 2, which is 20%, I don't know what it's doing here, equals 10% times 2. There we go, 20%. Okay, and so then what I do is I take the book value. And so book value is cost minus accumulated depreciation. Well, in year 1, that's what we're going to work on first. Year 1, we haven't depreciated it yet. And so it's going to just be cost. So the cost is going to be $36,750 because it says that the equipment was acquired at a cost of $36,750. So it's going to be $36,750. And there's no accumulated depreciation, so I don't subtract anything out, times the 20%. So year 1 depreciation, that should be at 0.20, will be $36,750 times 20%. That's year 1 depreciation. Alright, so that's the answer to what is the depreciation the first year. Then it asks us what happens if we sell the equipment at the end of the second year. So first we have to get depreciation for the end of the second year before we can figure out the gain or loss if we sell this equipment. Alright, so let's do year 2. Year 2. Alright, and so for year 2, we start with cost minus accumulated depreciation. Well, cost is $36,750. And then we depreciated it in year 1 by $73.50. So we're going to subtract out $73.50 because that is the accumulated depreciation. That's how much we've depreciated it so far. So $36,750 minus $73.50. Alright, so that's our book value times the same 0.20. That's straight line doubled. And so year 2 depreciation is going to be $5,880. So then we just pause and we ask ourselves, okay, what are our numbers? What are our values right now? Well, so far, for 2 different years, for year 1 and year 2, we have accumulated depreciation of both of those years together. So accumulated depreciation at the end of year 2 is equal to year 1's depreciation plus year's 2 depreciation. So $73.50 plus $5,880. That's how much we have currently in accumulated depreciation. So now we have enough information to go ahead and calculate this gain or loss. So to calculate gain or loss, it is the cost of the asset minus accumulated depreciation. That gets us to our book value. And then we just compare book value to the proceeds. That is, how much money did we get from this, and that will give us our gain or loss. Alright, so let's fill in the numbers. So the cost of this asset, again, we go up here and it was $36,750. And the accumulated depreciation we just figured out to be $13,230. So we're going to subtract out that. So the book value, that is how much we have this on our books at, is $23,520. So we sold this. How much did we get when we sold this? What did they give us for it? They gave us $9,050 because it says assuming the equipment was sold at the end of year for $9,050. So that's how much money they gave us. So they gave us $9,050. Well, that is quite a bit less than our book value. So if we subtract that, we can see that we've got a loss, which is just the difference in the book value and the proceeds. So our loss is $14,470. So take a look at that and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.